What's up, fam? Welcome to Ask to My Ox.
where we challenge you to stop playing and start pushing.
This right here is my sensational wife, Fiona.
And this right here, this is my delectable husband, Aize. All right, y'all, we're going to get right to it. We have a question that came in from a gentleman. That's what he called himself, didn't he?
He sure did.
He said he's a gentleman. Go ahead and put it out there, babe.
He says that I have a serious issue that I need help with immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my current woman have been together for 10 months. Things have been going great, but things have also been confusing, struggling at times, and challenging. One of the most challenging things that keep lingering in my woman is that my woman has a confidence issue. Her self-confidence, self-love, and self-appreciation is low. She dislikes herself.
Is that what he said?
Because of her weight. She dislikes herself because she brings the energy from when she gets off work home with her, and she still holds on to what she has been through in the past. All these things, let me scoot up, son.
Yeah, you sound like you being slow as a mud.
Yeah. All these things, including how her weight issues has affected her future decisions on having children, and more has drove me to the cliff. I want to be there for, and I'm reading this letter as it's written.
You're supposed to be able to flow with it.
I'm just saying. I mean, if there's any grammatical errors here, then
you're supposed to skip those.
I'm not skipping nothing. I'm reading it as it says, as it's written. I want to be there for her and love her as I do now, and even more on a level where it's not used to, and keep growing with her through it all. But what can I do to stay strong, or should I give up? I have treated her great since day one when we went on our first date, since I have expressed and told her I love her. I have loved her on a level she said she has never felt or consistently seen. I am truly investing myself into her, but I am not getting enough back in return from her. What can this gentleman do?
He's a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
What can he do, babe?
I told you to answer this question first. And you're going to throw it right back at me. But now on the real level.
You read it.
Yeah, on the real, one of the things that jumps out at me when I read this question is that, you constantly bring up the fact that she has this weight issue, and, you seem confused and it's challenging to you, and you're struggling at times as it pertains to it. But I really wonder, how much are you really supporting your woman?
He said he's supporting her, bro.
No, but supporting and encouraging and, being, how can I put this? You say you support her, but are you supporting her because you're dissatisfied with her? Are you supporting her because you're recognizing that she has issues within herself, and are you supporting her to address those issues? Not supporting her when it comes to losing weight, but supporting her to really get to the root of what those problems are and really help her understand, where these self-esteem issues may come from. Or are you consumed and concerned with the weight issue yourself? It's one thing to say, she has issues with her weight, but it's another thing to say, I'm here for you despite the fact that you have issues with your weight. So even if you have issues, I'm still standing by your side, and I'm still here to support you through this process. You ain't got to get it overnight. It's been 10 months. Some people carry baggage and issues in a relationship for years and years and years and years. A few days ago, I did a video talking about you got to be committed to go through despite what you might be experiencing in the present circumstances in your relationship. So 10 months is not a long time. Her self-esteem issues will probably be around for a long time. And what I'm challenging you to do is take a look at yourself and see whether or not you're willing to deal with that for the long haul. Because if you're not, then you may have just answered the question for yourself. But if you really want to have a solid relationship, then I encourage you to commit to that process. Because her having weight issues, she can overcome that. It's just a matter of having somebody there to support her and her being willing to look at herself and do the work for herself. But if you ain't got her back, then that right there is probably going to be a black eye to the process. And she may be less willing to even go through it in the first place. But if you do have her back, that's support and that's encouragement. And she may move through that process. Again, 10 months ain't long. I would say keep on going.
I'm with my husband. Basically, what he's telling you to do is that you need to stand in support, and you need to examine your support to make sure that your support doesn't look like, did you work out today? Did you make sure that you drank that shake? Did you, blah, 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 so that even though it seems supportive and oftentimes the intention as well,
Mm-hmm.
you're not really sending a message that she really isn't okay, that you're kind of monitoring her. That's not the kind of support that folks with low confidence and
Mm-hmm.
self-esteem need, because it's not really a weight issue. It's a sense of self issue. It's an image issue.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be with her in her process, and be attuned to where she is. The other piece that I would add is that, yes, this is a confidence issue and that kind of thing, and you need to stand in support and be there for the long haul. But you also need to know how to stand in the mess, but not get the mess on you.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got her mess, right?
Yeah.
And all of us have our mess. That's her own personal stuff she has to work out and work through. And as her partner, you should be there to support her. But sometimes, and I'm not sure, but what you're writing makes me think that her own struggle has somehow gotten you a little dirty. You're a little consumed by it, perhaps. You just don't know, what you can do to help her understand how beautiful and valuable she is. And I need you to know, and I need you to lean in closer and really get this. There's nothing you can do to make her understand that. There's no amount of I love yous. There's no amount of, baby, you're really beautiful. Do you understand who you are? There's no amount of that you can do to heal her or to help her get that. You can stand in support of her, but she has to come into that on her own. So you have to be able to stand with her in support of her and not take on, in what we call a codependent kind of fashion, take on her stuff, trying to solve it, trying to fix it. You can't do that. The other piece I heard you say is that her sense of self issues somehow has started to impact her ability to make good decisions, I think, as you would define it. That she's not making decisions that you would think are good. That he talked a little bit about having future children and stuff like that, which I'm assuming if you want to be with her, you want kids perhaps, and you're thinking she's not thinking straight. So that's something that you're going to have to be able to articulate to her, and you have to be able to do that without being codependent. I just caution you to be supportive, but to know that all people have issues. All people have stuff. And while we can support each other,
you got stuff.
You got stuff. It is not our responsibility to fix it, to close the loop for people, or to help their pain go away. People will not die from pain. People will not die from having some history that pains them and causes them great distress. They will not die because tears are on their face. It is a part of being human. It is a requirement for growing, and it is all right. So be comfortable in the fact that she is where she is. Support her, and don't get all unsettled because she's got to go through her process. We all do. And if she doesn't, she's really not going to the level she needs to. So we hope that this has been of help to you. Please stop playing and start pushing.